an NBA Eastern Conference battle between the recently winningest team in the East and the formerly winningest team in the East. Both these teams are heading for a playoff berth without the need for a play-in game, unless the Cavs go 3-0 and the Bulls go 0-3 over the next 3 games. The Boston Celtics have been awe-inspiring ever since New Year's. The Celtics started the season on a bumpy ride. They couldn't sustain winning and the losses piled up. They fell all the way to the 10th spot in the Eastern Conference standings, a horrible reality for a team that was expecting to contend. Another horrible thing was that the Washington Wizards, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Chicago Bulls, who had all been terrible the last several years, were now all above them. The questions popped up. Would they trade Tatum or Brown? It's the same question all the time. The team has 2 great players and they are not winning. Those players must be doing something to each other, or incompatible in some way. Then the Celtics flipped a switch. Since New Year's Day, the 3 best teams in the league have been the Phoenix Suns, the Memphis Grizzlies, both in the West, and the Boston Celtics. The Celtics churned out a 90% win rate and climbed the standings all the way to number 2. With a vague chance at finishing in number 1 if they win out and get a loss or 2 from the Miami Heat. The Chicago Bulls started this season so wonderfully that they found themselves in first place in the East. The Bulls. First place. The Bulls, yup. The addition of SF DeMar DeRozan during the offseason was a catalyst for instant improvement. DeMar had help of course from Nikola Vucevic and SG Zach LaVine. And from 2 other great additions to the team, PG Lonzo Ball and combo guard Alex Caruso. The Bulls were rolling and winning along the way to DeMar DeRozan being considered as a dark horse MVP candidate. Then the injury bug hit the team. Zach LaVine, Alex Caruso, and Lonzo Ball all took a long turn on the injured list for a variety of maladies. The winning petered off. The first-place Chicago Bulls became the second-place Chicago Bulls. Then the third-place Bulls. Then the fourth-place. Until now they sit in 5th place at risk of falling to 6th before the final buzzer sounds on the 2021-22 regular season. They need to flip a switch like the Celtics did to even survive the first round of the playoffs. But if Lonzo Ball returns, maybe they could find that next year. Not likely against the Celtics. The great betting opportunity in this game will be entirely dependent on the point spread. The Boston Celtics have won 8 of their last 10 games. They went 7-3-8 during that stretch. The 2 teams they lost to were the Miami Heat and the Toronto Raptors. And they coincided with the loss of Robert Williams III to a season-ending knee injury. That will seriously hamper the Celtics going forward. There is the story out there that Robert Williams could come back in mid-May after having a quick surgery for his left knee meniscus tear. That of course is going to require that the Celtics win the first-round playoff series without their starting center. Leading scorer Jason Tatum has seemed otherworldly this season: 27 points per game, 8 rebounds per game, and 4.4 assists per game. Night in night out he brings fire. He gets help from SG Jaylen Brown, who brings his own 23, 7 points per game, 6.1 rebounds per game, and 3.4 assists per game. Tatum and Brown are legit big too. To last until Robert Williams III gets back, the Celtics will need 6 feet 9 inches PF Daniel Theis to hold up as the starting center. The Chicago Bulls have won only 4 of their last 10 games. They went 4-6 ATS during that stretch. Things got so bad that the Bulls actually lost to the New York Knicks. Just sad really. This losing stretch in the second half of the season is why SF DeMar DeRozan is no longer considered an MVP candidate. In the Bulls' last game they lost to the Miami Heat 127-109 and they have the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. Then they will take on the Boston Celtics Wednesday night. It is a nightmare stretch of the schedule at just the wrong time. Back-to-back. 3 teams that are all above them in the standings and 3 teams that are actively competing for the number 1 spot. If the Bulls steal 1 game of the next 2 they will be lucky.